Yo, 여러분! I'm popping back in to make a quick video about my thoughts on ALD1's debut EP, Euphoria. Before getting started, I wanted to say with full sincerity, ALD1, 축하해요! You all deserve this, the success of this new start, the million-seller milestone you've already achieved, and so much more. Thank you for trying again. Thank you for never giving up. Thank you for being you. You're perfect, just as you are. And I'm so proud to call myself an ALD and to have watched you on this journey to debut. I wanted to get this album review out faster, but I eventually decided against it. Some albums demand to be heard once, judged quickly, and shelved. Euphoria is not one of those albums. Alpha Drive 1 invited me to sit with it, let it simmer, and eventually it clicked, like a raw spark. So here's my take, an honest, detailed look at why this album has been quietly taking over my playlists. The album opens with Formula. In my opinion, Formula is the weakest song on the album. This is not to say that I dislike the song. In fact, I feel like I was in the minority of people who didn't entirely dislike it from the first listen. Formula feels like a mix of Enhypen, NCT, X1, and the Boys to Planet songs. There are parts that sound like Lucky Macho and Brad Attitude. I'm a bit of a sucker for SM's style of what I would describe as hyper-techno chaos. I love almost all of aespa's songs, like Black Mamba, Hot Mess, Energy, Illusion, I'll Make You Cry, Savage, that are shamelessly grating to the ears. And Kenzie is responsible for a lot of that metallic sound in SM classics. So I'm attuned to this kind of music, and I'm a fan of it even. By far, Sangwon's pre-chorus is the best part of the song. He ate that down so hard. It reminds me of his pre-chorus part in Whiplash. However, the real showstopper for me, other than Sangwon, because I am biased, is Garu's falsetto. Despite it not being my favorite at the B-sides, I understand why I was chosen as the pre-release single for their debut. It's brash, bold, noisy, and off-kilter. It's a statement. It's them saying, watch us carve our own path and create a new way, a new formula. When the song was initially teased in November, I was hesitant. However, as someone who enjoys Kenzie's previous work, especially with SM groups, I was pretty certain that I'd warm up to it over time. And I definitely did. The chorus is a perfect mantra chant for live performances. It's a song that would thrive in a concert setting with fans chanting along. The steady pulsing beat with the punchy lyrics adds to this feeling. In the context of the entire album, I think that it wasn't a standout for me, yet I think it's a great intro to the EP and kickstarts Euphoria with an infectious energy that leads nicely into the next track. Now on to Freak Alarm. I preface this by saying, as a Zeros, who came from the first season of Boys Planet and experienced disservice's debut era in real time, I had high expectations for ALD1's title track. To this very day, In Bloom might be one of my favorite ZB1 songs. It fits the members perfectly and was a complete package. The album, Youth in the Shade, was also full of bangers, so to say that I was shaking with anticipation as to see if ALD1 could match that would be a complete understatement. Yet, I'm so happy to say that they did the damn thing. They released a debut title track that I can feel so proud of as an ALD, and I'm sure that I will look fondly on years from now, just as I've done with In Bloom and Zerbase1. Let's talk about the song now. Musically, it's so up my alley. A bit of hip-hop, a bit of R&B, a bit of spice, and everything nice. Although I wouldn't say that this defines whether or not a song is good, I want to point out the fact that the song has so many earworms. From Sangwon's iconic whispery intro, to Leo's pre-chorus, to the chorus itself. The song never fails to catch your attention and keep you humming the same melodies like a broken record. For goodness sakes, I couldn't sleep the night of the comeback. After listening to the album once, my mind was overflowing with sound bites and best hits from each of the songs on repeat. If a song is inhibiting me from sleeping, it's so good, I would have to say that it's a certified beloved. I saw someone say this on Twitter, and I completely agree with this sentiment, that the second verse feels like it harkens back to earlier K-pop generations, such as the second or third generations. The stripped-back nature of it, the groove, the drawn-out lines. Overall, Freak Alarm is a fun track. The chorus is addictive, the intro hooks you immediately into the song, and that bridge dance break combo, chef's kiss. Mwah. It even feels like the song itself follows a story arc that complements the music video nicely. I'll dive deeper into my thoughts on the MV and lore in a separate video, so stay tuned for that. Most of the song is characterized by brash musical elements, like the sound of an alarm and clanging of metal. However, the bridge introduces a whole new sound, truly aided by Anshin's runs and Leo's power vocals. Sonically, it becomes this airy, feathery escape before snapping back to a powerful, high energy send off that makes you want to get up and move. In that way, it is a call to action, a true freak alarm with an easy rhythm to move along to and full of energy. I agree with Sangwon, who described the song as easy to listen to at any time, but especially while being active, listening while walking, in the car, or in the morning when you're starting a new day. It's a title track that dares to be a little experimental, maybe even mellow for a debut title track, but it works and it executes it with style and confidence. A lot of recent K-pop songs don't have a solid ending, they kind of just peter out. But Freak Alarm goes out with a bang, acting as a capstone to this lively track. Next is Raw Flame, which is a solid B-side. It's dynamic, fluid, and full of these fascinating shifts in energy. Kinda like the Chapter 2, No Frame, from the teasers by Raw Flame, I feel like I'm on the run and prowling an uncertain landscape. It feels like a winding path that undulates, a rocky road uncovering something sacred and forbidden. Then the floor is pulled from underneath us as we enter the pre-chorus. It feels like we are free falling. The pre-chorus makes us feel like we're floating, like riding a wave or drifting through clouds, before it crumples into this runway-esque bumping chorus. Delicate, then rough. Soft, then crashing. Then the post-chorus brings an element of levity. Then we're pulled back into the madness and grunge of the verses. It's a song that wants to keep you on your toes. A particular highlight for me is Adeno's vocal fry section. It's commanding and absolutely draws you in, like a siren's call. I love that each of the members' vocal colors are utilized to bring different textures into the song, as if their voices are the instruments and percussion themselves, such as a ha ha. Shinlong, Sanghyun, and Adeno typically fill the lower register, whereas Sangwon, Anshin, Junso, and Ganu fill the upper register. In Leo, he acts as both, using the power of his chest voice even while hitting high notes. Every tilt in one direction, whether going hardcore or going dreamy, is matched with an equal opposite segment following it. I don't have too much to say about the two Boys to Planet songs, Chains and Never Been to Heaven. I like the slight alterations that they made. For example, in Chains, I appreciate that they let the other members, like Anshin, take the chorus which had previously been reserved for Sangwon alone, as he was the killing part back in the survival show program. I also like how they let Sanghyun and Shinlong take the second verse, which was previously done by Sangwon and Ijung. I'm satisfied that they did not change the song itself and simply redistributed lines, while making sure that the members who originally performed the song still got their signature parts, such as Leo's high note, Sangwon's center dance break, and Adeno and Ganu's pre-chorus. Chains might not be the flashiest track on the EP, but it's catchy and easy to love. I feel a similar way about Never Been to Heaven. I love that they gave Sanghyun Gangmin's rap and kept Leo and Sangwon's parts as is. I also find it adorable that I could hear the difference in Anshin's voice between the original recording and the one that was done for this album. Even though it's been only a few months, he sounds more mature, and that makes me feel so proud of him. Both songs are ones that I enjoyed on Boys to Planet, and I continue to enjoy even now. They're not bad at all, but they're just not the songs I naturally gravitate towards or reach out for since I've already heard them before and have streamed them for the past few months. It's more of a pleasant surprise when it comes on shuffle. Yet, I think they are both great inclusions in this EP. Okay, let's talk about Cinnamon Shake. If Raw Flame is my dynamic catwalk anthem, this is a sunshine driving song. It's bright, groovy, and impossible not to hum along to. My favorite part is the trade-off in the first verse, from Sanghyun to Adeno to Ganu to Leo. Everyone gets their moment. And honestly, Ganu and Anshin's voices just melt into this song perfectly. Anshin's tone especially, light, trendy, like a breath of fresh air, makes the track feel effortlessly modern. His voice is also saccharinely sweet. Ganu, on the other hand, is more akin to a refreshing bite of apple, or the slight mature bitterness and cut of herbs and spices. To me, Cinnamon Shake really does feel like the cherry on top of this album. It was a complete surprise to me that I would fall so deeply in love with this song. When I get ready in the morning for my university classes and need a bit of a pick-me-up, Cinnamon Shake is my go-to. The rhymes are also delicious. Cinnamon Shake, Earthquake, Honor Roll, Cappuccino. The syllables glide so naturally off the tongue. It's why, for me, I can envision myself singing Cinnamon Shake at karaoke more than the other songs on the album. On top of that, there is this back-to-back serve from Shinlong and Leo which really gagged me. Shinlong lays down spicy and punchy, whereas Leo glides in smoothly. Like a creme brulee, it has a tough exterior, but once you bite into it, it's soft and buttery on the inside. Truly creme de la creme. When you listen to the album from beginning to end, there's some interesting transitions. Formula might feel slightly out of place at first, but its rhythmic, bumping bassline at least connects to Freak Alarm. The album leans more into hip hop and funk influences than I expected groovy, noisy, and dynamic. And this is a through line throughout all of the tracks. Honestly, I kinda love that. It's cohesive enough to feel like a story, but varied enough that every B side stands on its own. Over time, my favorites have blurred together. At first, I had clear rankings, but the more I listened to the album, the more I just enjoyed everything, for different reasons. As such, I feel like it would be a disservice to try and rank the songs. To me, each of the songs are my favorite at a certain time of day, mood, and scenario. This goes as follows: Formula when I want to boost my energy at the start of the day, Freak Alarm when I want something catchy and funky, Sim and Shake for a chill drive, Raw Flame when I want to feel like I'm walking on a catwalk with my own personal soundtrack, Chains when I want to feel mysterious and alluring, Never Been to Heaven when I need a reason to smile. And that's the mark of a great debut, an album that grows with you and keeps getting better with each listen, one that you'll know you'll look fondly back on. One that doesn't just have one or two well crafted tracks, but one that is filled with track after track that makes you want to keep listening back to them, and shows you the potential of the group that you're investing your time in. This is one of the rare instances where I prefer to listen to an album start to finish rather than just selecting the few that I like and pasting them into my daily playlists. The album just feels like each of the tracks play into each other, inseparable, better as one, just like the ALD1 members. Being able to showcase a variety of charms and not being shoehorned into one kind of concept, ALD1 has delivered a dynamic, groovy, and surprisingly cohesive project. I can't wait to see where they go next. Until then, this one's staying on repeat. And that's it for my third video for this channel. I apologize if my voice sounds a little rough or gravelly. I've been fighting the cold this weekend and it's not really getting better. University classes have also been kicking my ass. I put way too much on my plate this semester, but I did that to myself, so I can't really complain. I hope all of you enjoyed the ALD1 debut just as much as I did, and that we're able to support ALD1 as they continue to drive towards their dreams, together and in unity. I'm hoping to get another video out either by the end of January or by early February, but I can't make any guarantees. Until then, take care, love you, bye!